Welcome back. We are here for a heck of a match that's about to get underway. This is going to be the Texas Tyrants and Las Vegas Ramblers. We've got a lot of insight here, and we'll dive into that here in a second. But what's your immediate reaction for this one?
My immediate reaction is that this will be an absolute battle. Heavyweight fight, haymakers being thrown left and right, some serious bombs being dropped on both sides, and some really high-level action. this afternoon.
Yeah, so here's kind of what's going to be so crazy about this match. Brandon Rattray just finished a season in the Bundesliga playing for the Netzhoppers. They're a middle of the pack team, but he was one of the best opposites in Germany. However, the Ramblers have used him traditionally as an outside hitter, one spot, that super physical guy. Passed a little bit in his time at as an outside hitter at Hawaii and UCLA, but was mostly an opposite. He's been used here in the NVA as an outside hitter. Unfortunately, the Ramblers have no second middle, opposite of Josh Duarte. Kevin Vaz not able to be here today. That means Ryan Mather is making his return in the middle, where he played at GCU when he was a Lope, and so he'll be heading back to the middle. Brandon Rattray will now be heading to his native position as an opposite, leaving the Concordia duo of Hoppy and Carlson on the outside. So the team has certainly not ever played like this before. It's not like, last season. So this is going to be a new look. Additionally, Ryan Manugian has just arrived home from Romania in the last 72 hours and will be now suiting up wearing gold for the first time this season as well. So a lot of new pieces, but this is the Ramblers are starting to head towards the form where they were at the end of the last championship series. So,
well, thank you for that explanation, Nick. I'm glad that everyone now knows what's going on with the Las Vegas Ramblers, and if they were not, maybe in the position to win this match, we now at least know what the excuses will be.
No excuses. When you show up, you play to win.
Good point. Meanwhile, for the Texas Tyrants, let's talk about them a little bit, Nick. I had the pleasure of coaching against Coach Mauro Grasso yesterday as the Stunners fell to the Tyrants in 4 very close games. After Stunners winning set number 1, the Tyrants went on to win the next 3. And the duo of Gianluca Grasso and Jake Langlois proved to be a serious problem offensively for us. How do you think the Ramblers can manage that today?
I think it's a matter of physicality. Like, when you really want to stop those two, it happens on the net. Jake Langlois has such a wide variety of swings. You have to get into his face, and you've got to make him take a lot of swings because he's going to get his points. There's no slowing that down. Grasso, you've got to know where you're going to see his swings, that inside lob set, quick bicks out of the back row. Know when he's going to attack that line. You've just got to be prepared, be scouted, and be ready to go the distance. I would be surprised if this goes less than 4 sets. Hopefully goes 5, gives everyone a good show, but
Absolutely.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the better matchups of the day here on Saturday. One thing to note for the Tyrants, I expect to see more action through the middle from them. Their middle attackers, Austin Lovett and Ryan Mounty, were a little quiet in the match yesterday afternoon, and we do see one interesting note here is I was expecting Tim Johnson to get the start at opposite for the Tyrants, but that's not the case, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jacobs got subbed in 7 points into the set yesterday when Johnson was not quite, he wasn't quite having the start they were hoping for. And then I think Jacobs had he's not going to carry the load offensively, but I think he contributed about 7 or 8 kills, and he was doing a nice job. So I think that earned him the starting spot there today.
Well, Tim Johnson directly to the sweatshirt on the bench, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on with him. But here we go, set to get underway.
Set goes outside to Langlois right away, and there's that hard angle swing. Texas Tyrants started off with a bang. Gabo Quinones, no, to float. Off the chest of Carlson. Rattray with the chop shot, picked up by Mulero. Quick set to the outside, another roll shot. Pancake by Rattray, ball is live. Now blown dead.
Interesting, I thought that maybe they were gonna play on there, but call indicated the ball hit the floor, so point going to the Tyrants.
Deep float taken by Carlson. Out to Rattray once again, and there's the kill into the corner.
It's going to be a very fun match to watch between Brendan Rattray and Jake Langlois, 2 serious cannons.
Yeah.
Size advantage going to Jake, but Brendan Rattray so athletic and so explosive. It was an absolute hammer that time.
Yep, and he's spent his time playing against big outsides before, so we'll see how well he adapts to that size. Off speed, picked up by Langlois. Quick middle set. Love it getting effective early on a nice 3 run. Duarte unable to get the stop in the middle.
Well, that's a good sign for the Tyrants and any Tyrant fans watching that Austin Lovett gets a nice kill on his first attempt, going with that 31 action to get the blocker to move over as they respect Jake Langlois on the left side there.
Float serve from Langlois. Duarte tries to help out, might have gotten in the way instead. Carlson rolls and resets, but taken by Grasso. Daniel Jacobs now resets. Second attempt, picked up by Hoppy. Quick set, a little bit erratic, but tipped over and kept alive by Lovett. And now a tool off the block by Grasso, catches Rattray, and that's a point for the Tyrants. Nice rally there, good execution on the outside by the Tyrants to finish that one up.
That's one of the best things that Grasso does from the left side is he's able to attack the forearm and elbow of the blocker. So if the blocker's hands move out of position, Grasso almost sees it, has a bit of a sixth sense in that regard, and is able to chisel it really well.
Nice dig by Langlois in the back row. Overpass coming, taken by Rattray. Back row attack, and Hoppy throws it down. Lovett maxes out with his height, trying to stop that one, but Hoppy unable to be stopped there. 2-4 now. Ryan Mather enters the game as a middle blocker. That's some words I've never said before. Duarte targets Langlois. Dug by Duarte. Another back row attack from Hoppy. Hoppy gets the reset. Mather with his first swing as an NVA middle gets the kill, swinging 100,000, not 100, 1,000.
Well, credit to both Mather and Keegan to realize that that was the opportunity to run it in transition. Austin Lovett was there, but Ryan Mather at 6'8.5", really is going to be able to contact that ball at a high point.
Duarte with a deep serve, picked up by Malero. Daniel Jacobs uses the outside hand of Carlson. Ryan Mounty now enters for the Tyrants. See if Lovett's able to find a defensive stop. Josh Duarte got a dig there that was a nice one to extend some rallies on his service run. Ooh, serve in the net, ends that one early. That's going to bring Malero back onto the court. Rattray to jump. Backside to Daniel Jacobs, tries to roll it off the top, instead rolls it off the antenna, tied at 5. Off speed, goes into the middle, picked up by Hoppy, and Rattray will air that one out. John Carlson's step close. Back row attack from Langlois, and he's going to squeak that one through the block, scoring a point for the Tyrants. Jacobs received by Hoppy. Inside set from Carlson, dug by Malero. Grasso tries to throw that one wide and, well, down the line, throws it wide instead.
Malero with a huge dig that time.
Yeah.
Diving, goes kind of high up on the chest, got it nicely, and was able to control it. That was a good opportunity for Tyrants that they missed.
He actually uses his body as a full platform exceptionally well. So when those balls catch him kind of high and he gets his hands in there, he does a good job of just being disciplined on it. Tight set, outside, hits the antenna. Gabo Quinones unable to find the set cross court to Grasso there. Carlson targets Langlois, and that's an ace for JC. Floor captain, number 16, Jordan Hoppy, getting his former Eagles teammate pretty riled up on that ace as the Ramblers extend their lead to 2. Malero puts the Tyrants in system, and Langlois uses all sorts of that 6'10" to throw that down from the back row.
Jake Langlois is so good at that shot where it's not an open hand tip, it's not a throw. I don't really know what you would classify it as, but it's a legal movement, and it's effective.
Yeah, it's just a really good forceful redirect, essentially. Just kind of sees that open court. Manoogian with a perfect pass. Inside to Hoppy, dug by Malero. Grasso goes back row. Carlson with the hand dig. Hoppy throws it off for the reset. Now Rattray on the D-ball. Back row attack, though. He's going to step over the line for an infraction. Great rallies. Matt, I got to say, if this is what we can get and just for as many matches or as many sets as possible, this is some high-level play. This is
16 points into this match.
Yeah.
It's already going back and forth every single time.
Pass by Hop, swing by Hop into the deep corner. Great moves by Grasso and Malero, but unable to find that one. Josh Duarte making his return. Tight pass, put over. Rattray now back sets, tight ball. Hoppy manages, high swing off the hands. A little bit of a scrap play. Both sides ready to battle it out. That was an aggressive dump by Quinones. I thought he had that one coming down, but able to be scooped up by the Ramblers.
Well, service pressure from Ryan Mather, one of the strongest jump servers in the league. Now playing middle blocker. This is he'll be one of the most dangerous middle blocker servers in the league, although that one going out of bounds to the end line.
One-handed pass by Hoppy, taken by Duarte. And a chop down taken by Daniel Jacobs. Deep swing high into the corner. Jake Langlois, no one to be trifled with. Float serve. Middle attack, Josh Duarte up early. Jump serve from Keegan. Grasso's out of system. Langlois going to reset this one, and it's a roll shot coming in. Outside to Hoppy, hard angle attacked. Uses the inside hand of Lovett. Doesn't quite get that one over the net and drag it across as he moves to the outside.
Well, one takeaway there is the defense of Jake Langlois. The off blocker has to come off and got a little stuck in no man's land that time.
Better pass by Grasso there. Quick attack on the middle, but that one sails long. Lovett doesn't get the look he wants. Keegan hammers that one, catches it off the tape, but a great pass by Grasso, and Langlois comes over the top, picked up by Keegan. Manoogian airs it out to Rattray, who rolls over the top. Picked up by John Carlson in the corner. Hoppy with a big swing, dug by Grasso, it's coming over. And it cannot be picked up. The out-of-system swings. This was one of my biggest complaints across the league, that I wanted to see more discipline out of the 2021 season was I think that the in-system volleyball the teams play is very good.
Yeah.
When you get to the out-of-system, that's when great players are defined. When do you swing smart? When do you swing hard? What swings are you looking to do? And I think that that's something that some of our players lack, that experience and that know-how. And that was something that when I look at what we're doing in the NVA. I always wanted to see that part of the game across the league step up. And that was a rally right there that really showcased to me both teams doing that.
Well, it's a fine line, right? The high ball set, can you get your feet to it? Can you get your arm back? Can you attack the ball at the highest point? And can you drive it deep into the court, right? Those broken plays, those out-of-system sets that you're talking about, one of the hardest skills in volleyball to develop as an outside hitter, and you don't always get those repetitions to develop that skill. And it does take time. It's volleyball IQ a little bit. You know, how much experience do you have in that situation? And as we see from some of the more experienced outside hitters, they're able to work with that and still get terminal kills on those high ball attempts.
Keegan continues his run, goes for a hybrid there, but a nice timeout. That's a coaching point for Mauro Grasso. Hand pass by Rattray, that's tight, but a one-handed set from Keegan saves that ball and gets Duarte involved. Matt, can you talk to the importance there of like the responsibility for a middle when you see that tight set coming up?
Yeah, sometimes the middles have to go up with the back row setter. If that ball breaks the plane, the opposing blocker can attack the ball and it'd be a back row blocker called on the setter. However, if they don't think the ball's going to break the plane, they have to still respect the middle attacker, which is how the Ramblers scored that point that time.
Manugian picks up the off block. Keegan's going to send it back. Rattray to manage. Keeps it alive, but an in-system Tyrants, getting trapped behind each other. Keegan goes to Rattray once again. Punches that one through. Dug by Grasso. Langlois now on the backside, tries to tip it over, but Duarte gets the block. And now a block off of Daniel Jacobs' head. Hoppy with a swing out of back row, and that's out.
Wow,
what a great rally. I mean, it feels like every other rally is just one of the best rallies we've seen all day.
Yeah, the back and forth has just been really strong between these two teams. We're not even, we're right now about halfway through this first set, but extended rallies every single time nearly, and I expect this to go on for the entire length of this match.
Quick set to the middle, Duarte with some backspin, and that off-speed connection with a rare miss by Jose Malero.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very interesting and great match so far.
Quick set back. Daniel Jacobs dug by Duarte, but sends that one spraying into the crowd. Great kill down the line. The right side staying involved here. Love it with a short float taken by Hoppy. Outside to Carlson. Good block touch, corrals that back. And Jacob swings in, but dug by Keegan. And Rattray laying the beat down on that ball, sends it spraying wide off the block of the Tyrants.
What a blast off the hands by Brandon Rattray that time. Only got a step close on the approach. We got a perfect angle of it right there. He goes high off the middle blocker's hands as that block hadn't developed, and it goes out of bounds on the far side.
Brandon Rattray gets the overpass after hammering that serve, wants the D-ball, and unfortunately going to be over once again. And that's what you get with a guy that is that explosive. I mean, that just feels like a bailout, honestly. You're like, wow, thank goodness he was, because he ended the point on the swing.
Yeah, I mean, a huge serve from Rattray and then an absolute bomb from the right back position. However, he stepped on the line for that 10-foot line violation.
6'2" sub coming in. Tim Johnson making his appearance, as well as James Anderson wearing number 5. This is a substitution we saw happen the majority of the season for the Tyrants last year. The setback. Anderson steps in for the dig. Langlois goes aggressive. Keegan gets a reset. Still got 2 more touches here. Carlson high off the block. Langlois picks it up. Grasso gets another chance. He tries to wipe it, but that's off the antenna, and that's going to be a point for the Ramblers. Michael Keegan doing a great job discipline blocking here on this right side, going against Grasso. And that's the scariest part of his game. When you put Grasso on the tight net set and he's got to go do something crafty with it, that's where he's at his very best.
Absolutely. However, 2 times now the set has hit the antenna. It's been so tight he can't deal with it in time. It's something they've got to figure out on their side.
Great pass. In-system option. Tim Johnson swings off the inside left arm there of Michael Keegan. That was a heck of a pass. The Tyrants' serve receive is unfaltering thus far. Grasso aggressive on the serve, finds the tape. Ramblers leading by 4 at 19-15.
A 4-point advantage right now is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Good spot to be in if you're a Rambler fan. It's going to be tough for the Tyrants to come back from a 4-point deficit at this point of game number 1. But we have seen in the past that the Tyrants are a little bit of slow starters, and they tend to play much stronger in the second set.
Missed serve from Mather, number 2 there. Bringing Ryan Manoogian back to the court. Mountie goes short float to Manoogian's hands. Thrown over the top there. Jordan Hoppy, that's kind of his go-to. We talk about Grasso's craftiness. Hoppy's very similar with his vision, how he'll wheel and deal a bit.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And that time the left-handed kind of throwdown is a little bit of a bailout shot. Couldn't get a good swing on it with his right arm, so he just reaches up and goes lefty for the kill.
Keegan put together a 4-serve run the last time he was on the line. Perfect pass by Langlois into the middle. Love it getting involved early in a one-on-one situation there, all off the back of a fantastic pass by Langlois.
Well, I like the quick in the seam option that was just employed by the Tyrants there. That pass got moved over. Setter got placed in the seam and went right into Austin Lovett, who worked hard to get up and available.
The 6-2 sub is now undone, meaning the return of Quinones as well as Daniel Jacobs. Carlson with a tight pass, set outside. Rattray battles with it, but the off-blocker defense you talked about earlier from Langlois chips it down the line to Carlson. Another set to Rattray, and this one is unable to be picked up.
So even in these extended rallies that we keep seeing, Ramblers are winning at keeping that 4-point advantage that we talked about a couple minutes ago, Nick.
Yeah, and an interesting note, Michael Keegan and Brandon Rattray were actually on the same club teams in high school. They competed at rival high schools. So there's a lot of natural chemistry there between both of those guys. But there's the ace for Jordan Hoppy, the NVA ace leader, if I'm not mistaken, pulling it up short there. And that's going to be a timeout for the Tyrants as the Ramblers pull ahead to a 5-point lead. Matt, I'm actually really curious. Yesterday, something we talked about on the broadcast, you guys, the Stunners, were up against the Tyrants, and you guys had, I think, about a 6 or 7 point lead, basically an insurmountable lead, and Grasso went back to serve. And right away, you guys called a timeout. My estimation was because you knew the set was won, pretty much, but you didn't want to give them any momentum.
Right. So 2 factors to that. You won't want to give the opposing team any momentum at any point of the match, right, regardless of what the scoreboard says and what set you're in. For me, it was more about holding off the momentum, but also not letting Gian Grasso get any kind of serving momentum for himself, right, that could carry over into set number 2, or also through the beginning or the end there of set number 1 as well.
Interesting. So it's playing the game not only for game number 1, but game number 2 as well.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. I figured as much, but I'm glad that I got you on the mic here to ask because, the Ramblers are now kind of in a similar situation potentially. There's still, I don't even think that a 4-point cushion here necessarily feels great, but I mean it's.
Well, statistically speaking, the Ramblers should take this set here. It's not insurmountable. The Tyrants can come back and they have time to do it, a 4-point advantage, but that one basically wraps it up, says the service error doesn't give the Tyrants a chance to score a real point. So I would say that the Ramblers are certainly going to win this set now, but they still have 2 points to earn.
Yeah, so like you said, now it goes back to the same kind of game you were talking about yesterday's. cut off the momentum. Don't just win this one, but start on a good foot for set number 2.
Absolutely.
Backside Jacobs goes. Duarte unable to corral that in. That was a pass and serve receive there, I think, by middle number 22, Lovett, stepping in, getting caught.
Yeah, that serve hit the tape and rolled kind of short.
Yeah, helping out there.
Middle attackers always have to be aware of that situation and be confident enough to step in and pass.
Another one-handed pass from Hoppy and serve receive. Set to Grasso, who tries to delay that swing, but Ryan Mather and Brandon Rattray, the opposite duo, working together to shut that one down.
Now, Grasso not off to the best start here in set number 1. A couple of attacks that have gotten into the block of the Ramblers and a couple of setting errors that have hit the antenna before Grasso could attack it. So we'll have to see how they start out set number 2, as it's now set point now for the Ramblers.
Brandon Rattray misses just long. There's going to be a challenge called by the Las Vegas Ramblers. While we got this challenge going on, to quickly address that in the chat, have an instant replay is certainly something the NVA is all about. We were able to add our challenge system this season in 2022. And of course, as part of the league grows, the goal is to just, one upgrade at a time, whether it's adding our morning show that happens every single day, or, there's just a variety of things that we're doing, a lot of room for growth. And so we absolutely agree. We would love to add the instant replay, and it's certainly on our scope. And so while you say that we need to have some instant replay, what I will say is you as a fan watching need to go hit that like button, subscribe to the NVA channel, and that kind of support is what allows us to continue growing this league. And that right there is why we added the challenge system. That's going to be an ace to end the set. Brandon Rattray overturns the call against him. 25-19, Las Vegas Ramblers win set number 1. We'll be right back. And we're getting right back into it. If you haven't been tuned in and are just joining us, I'm Nick England, joined by Matt Prosser. You're watching the NVA. This is the National Volleyball Association. We are here in the middle of a knockdown, drag-out fight. Set number 2 about to begin between the Las Vegas Ramblers and the Texas Tyrants. This is the 2 3-0 teams in the league currently. Oh, sorry. Freedom has now added themselves to that club.
That's correct, yes.
But this is 2 of the 3-0 teams, undefeated so far. And there was a 25-19 set count for the Ramblers to win that very first one. Matt, what's your takeaway? You were in this position yesterday with the Stunners, coaching it. And
so I'm very interested to see how the Tyrants respond. I know how they responded yesterday in that match that you just mentioned, Nick. Thanks for bringing that up again.
Sorry, opening the salt wound, yeah.
You know, 25-19, and the second set really saw the Tyrants kind of step up their game a little bit, and I would expect to see them do the same thing here. Gianluca Grasso's got to have a better set for the Tyrants here in set number 2. He was offensively not great in set number 1, not entirely his fault, but give credit to the Ramblers' block and defense that really set the bar at a nice level.
Quinones float serve to Manoogian, goes to Duarte, and they're able to bring it back. And that's going to be a back row attack. Grasso finds, I think there's something about this line over here, because Rattray was having trouble with it too, so. Yeah.
Hard to tell exactly what's going on with this side of the court and the 3-meter line violation.
Yep.
That has happened for multiple players now.
Jordan Hoppy to serve. Into the middle of the net. Float serve. Sprayed out wide by Hoppy. Inside bump set from Carlson to Rattray, and Rattray cuts that down the line. Malero with a nice touch, but no one home to pick up the second one. Duarte now to serve.
Jonathan Carlson having a nice match once again for the Ramblers, just as he did yesterday. Taking over that 0-2 position, the role player that's doing a nice job for you guys.
Langlois lays out, keeps it alive. Duarte steps in, takes the overpass, tight set. Rattray throws it down, but is wide, doesn't get the look he wants. Disciplined defense from the side of the Tyrants not to chase that ball.
Interesting choice with the open and tip throw down. It was just wide of the sideline over there instead of trying to give it the wipe off the block, but point to the Tyrants.
Float into the net there, but I love it. Jump spin from Rattray, off the tape. Good pass by Langlois. Solo block from Carlson, but a heroic effort to pick that up by Gaba Quinones. But Ryan Mather with the exclamation point cutback and absolutely detonates on that ball. Oh my goodness.
Wow, watch out below. Ryan Mather absolutely unleashing maybe some frustration that he's playing in the middle hitter position and just punishes that ball.
Better be careful, might show the Ramblers management that's where he should be. Just kidding, there's other people. Worry not, Mather fans. Nice pass by Grasso. Back set, gets the wipe on that one. Three serving 4. Jacobs targets Hoppy, but a perfect pass set to the outside. Carlson rolls that one in, picked up by Malero. Jacobs now on the D-ball. It's kept alive, sent over. In-system opportunity. Quick set to Grasso, attacks the angle, but Manoogian there to defend. Now Langlois takes a swing, and that's gonna go out. Nobody home. Ryan Manoogian playing some stellar cross-court zone 5 defense to get a stop on Grasso's hard angle swing.
Well, the defense of the Ramblers coupled with the hitting errors from the Tyrants has really allowed the Ramblers to get off to a hot start here in set number 2 and continue to maintain that momentum that we were talking about, Nick.
Carlson off the tape. Langlois having a great passing clip so far. Little block touch slows that down. Carlson now out of the back row to Jacobs off the hands of Hoppy. Jacobs doing a nice job exploiting the block here of the Ramblers' outsides. Front row and back row makes no difference for DJ getting some good points.
Yeah, he certainly has come in and done a nice job at the opposite position. High pressure position, the right side attacker for nearly every team. They're expected to get a lot of swings and especially a lot of out of system swings as well.
Yeah, and you've got to perform. I mean, the oppos in the league are pretty lethal guys, so certainly in good company. Langlois now on a great set from Quinones. Back set from Mather, who does, wow, Ryan Mather opts out as the front row middle blocker takes a back row 5-ball swing. A nice little red back set. Gets into his home as opposed to the middle there, spreads him out and attacks Langlois in a one-on-one. That's a high-level mid-rally adjustment.
It is. It's a nice capability that Ryan Mather can bring to the Ramblers side.
Good pass by Grosso, set to Langlois, who goes high, picked up by Keegan. Now Carlson battling with the tape and unable to win the fight. Tyrants are going to say thank you as they're down by just one now, 5-6, bringing Ryan Mounting to the service line. Float serve short, taken by Duarte. Hoppy tips over the top. Langlois now has to tip, but a one-handed punch dig from Rattray gives Hoppy another opportunity. Dug by Grosso. And Langlois now on the out-of-system swing. Gets the touch off of the forehead, it looked like, of Ryan Manugi, and a little bit of a disagreement on the side of the Ramblers, how they wanted to set that block. Fantastic kill there from Langlois, tying us up at 6 apiece. Short float going to Duarte once again. He gets the set, but the Tyrants get the block.
A two-man commit that time from the Tyrants going up against Duarte's middle attack. Nice awareness by the Tyrant blocking defense that time.
Yeah, Jake Langlois stepping in to front the setter there, knowing that Keegan's front row. A good block to defend it back. Now Hoppy goes again, but he gets the wipe the second time. A nice defense on that rotation from the Tyrants, though. Closing up that little 2-point deficit, taking a 1-point lead there before the Ramblers able to end that. Set to the middle, and there's a block for Josh Duarte. Throws one hand out to the side and returns the favor.
Yeah, a little payback that time. That feels good for Josh Duarte. Nice awareness, keeping his head up, eyes open, realizes that Austin Levitt wants to go wrist away, and Duarte drops that left hand for the block.
Keegan goes just long there. Once again, a nice little run for him. He's changed up his serve. The last season he was over in Spain, playing in the first league there, and changed up his serving style a bit. Quinones targeting Hoppy. Tight pass. Over. Hoppy resets it. And now Rattray swings, a nice well-formed block, gets a great touch. Grosso swings, but he's dug by Manugi, and Rattray tries to track that one down, unable to do so. And that's a great kill out of the back row from Grosso, maybe coming to life here a little bit.
Yeah, that time we had a great angle of him staying clean behind the line out of that back row, and the big attack in transition paid off for him there.
Quinones targeting Manugian. Back set tight once again. Hoppy tries to corral that one, but that was kind of a trap set into the pin like we were seeing earlier from the side of the Tyrants. Not a whole lot left to do with it.
Yeah, just a little too fast and wide, and it kind of beat Jordan to the pin that time.
Float serve taken by Hoppy. Wow, low set, but able to drop it under the block of Langlois, and kind of an off-speed swing that Quinones was not ready for. Jump serve from Hoppy. Tyrants are going to be out of system. Daniel Jacobs taking a Keegan out. Big swing, and that's a kill for the Tyrants. Looking for a double call, but the league has taken the stance for the most part that they're just going to let the guys play and not really looking to call many contacts. There's a lot of stoppage already in the sport, so it's been the stance of let the guys play. And
yeah, absolutely, and I fully agree with it. Unless it's a play that is a clear infraction,
yeah,
let them play. The referees don't need to be involved in point awarding to either team in certain situations, and with the video challenge, we can get those ones correct as well.
Yep. Tight pass, Langlois goes up, bangs it into the angle, but a great read by Keegan. The ceiling stops that ball, and Manoogian free balls it over. Grosso with another back row attack, dug by Manoogian. Carlson gets the high touch, but dug by Grosso. Now Jacobs takes his turn, but he's dug by Hoppy. Rattray gets an opportunity on the backside, off speed, corralled by Langlois. He gets the set. He swings and is dug by Keegan. A ceiling bounce around. Duarte just tips it over to keep it alive. Second ball taken by Lovett to Langlois, once again dug by the off blocker Rattray. Rattray with a gather step and hammers that into the double block of Lovett and Jacobs to end a massive rally for the Las Vegas Ramblers. Fans, if you want to see what NVA volleyball is all about, this match is delivering in leaps and bounds. Nice pass by Malero. Backside Langlois is the answer once again, but the answer, in fact, Josh Duarte, the middle blocker, number 32 for the Las Vegas Ramblers.
Just putting on a blocking clinic right now is Josh Duarte. One-handed or two-handed. He's shutting down all the angles and not letting the Tyrants find the floor on his side.
The trio of Concordia between Carlson, Hoppy, and Duarte having a stellar showing so far. 2-point lead now. I think this is the biggest lead in the set. Rolls over the tape, helped out by Quinones. Reverse the court to Langlois. Langlois gets the touch off of Manoogian, confirming for the guys that he touched that one coming down, and a good side out from Langlois after being trapped in that row one. The only rotation they were actually positive in during that first set. An attempt at the float serve cut short.
We were talking about this earlier, Nick. The serving of Jake Langlois, 6'10", outside hitter relying on a jump float is not something you typically see. Sort of expect to see a stronger jump serve from a volleyball player his size.
Yeah, certainly the case. Sometimes when you're getting a lot of your daily reps, I'm sure when he was in the USA gym, there is something to be said for that's where some of those middle blockers that hit 1-2, that float serve that comes from a high point of contact can be exceptionally difficult to pass, but it requires a lot of that daily training to make sure it's effective. And that's the third missed serve in a row. Thanks everyone for an opportunity for Matt and I to have a little conversation and not miss any action on the court. But we'd love to get back to it here, Rattray. So if you want to put this one in and give the fans a rally, I think we'd all be thankful. But who am I? 4 in a row. Daniel Jacobs going for 5?
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
For everybody involved.
Carlson is the option here. Oh, goes back to Rattray, off speed. Good read by Malero. Dump comes over. Jordan Hoppy with some cinder blocks on his feet. Doesn't see that one coming. And that's a great point to tie us up at 14. Good recognition by Quinones.
I was expecting to see more out of the setter offensively from this match and yesterday's match, but that's his first point in nearly 6 sets of volleyball so far.
There it is. Daniel Jacobs misses the second serve. (15-14). A reminder, first team to 16 will warrant a technical timeout. So if the Ramblers score here, that will take us to a timeout. Good pass by Langlois inside to Grasso, and that's a clinical lob from the Texas Tyrants. Gianluca Grasso flexing his stuff. Number 9 returns to the game with a big swing.
One of his favorite swings. He loves to run that play when he doesn't pass. So the strategy of serving Gianluca so that he can step out of his normal approach line, something that the Ramblers may want to subscribe to.
Quick set to the outside. Hoppy tries to go into the hard angle, misses just wide. And that means the Tyrants pull ahead as we go to 16-15, technical timeout. We'll be right back. And we're back here at a 16-15 1-point lead. Texas Tyrants doing a little 2-point reversal here on the back of Gianluca Grasso, a big kill, and then an aggressive serve following up shortly after. Grasso off the take, taken by Hoppy, and a dump from Keegan. Catches Grasso settling back into defense there. Now there with a jump. Good pass by Grasso, D-ball. Jacobs off the hand of Hoppy, who's less than pleased. Jacobs continues utilizing the outside hands of the blockers of Hoppy and Carlson. Bounty with a float. Carlson gets bested on that one, and Hoppy's going to swing out of system, sends that long, an aggressive attempt. Doesn't want to give the Tyrants a free ball for a second there. The Tyrants now with a 2-point lead at 18-16. Float after Carlson again, tipped over. Langlois just on a back step there, and that's going to go wide.
Now that's been the one angle of this match so far that the Tyrants haven't been able to capitalize on, is clean kills in transition. It's either led to a Rambler dig or a hitting error from the Tyrants.
Yeah, They're battling with the serving quite well, given the pressure. And as I say it, there goes. That's going to be going back ineligibly. I'm always the worst at explaining this. Can you help our fans understand, if you're pursuing a ball, how this needs to go? When it exits the court,
right,
it needs to be inside the pin?
If it goes, okay, so the play in question is as the ball travels over the net but is headed out of bounds. Right? It's pursuable and playable if the ball travels outside the antenna.
Yes.
It has to get brought back over outside the antenna.
Okay, so it can never enter the field of play.
The playing space above the net. So if the ball goes over the net but inside the antenna, it's not pursuable.
Okay, perfect. And now a middle set to Josh Duarte. Keegan with a disciplined set there to find a connection to the middle, tied up at 19.
For a long time, Nick, you couldn't pursue the ball on the other side of the net, inbounds or out of bounds.
Yeah.
So it's been a very good rule change for the sport that you can pursue it outside the antenna and then bring it back, because it does elongate some very good and intense rallies.
And like we said, it's all about that, whatever you can do to keep the rally going. We're a big fan of that. Backside to Langlois, crossing move made from the Ramblers defense, but there's that in-system swing. Good capitalization there from number 10 on the Tyrants. Float serve goes down to Carlson. Quick back set to Rattray, and he goes down the line, gets the kill.
And just like that, Nick, we're tied at 20s
as
we get to the business end here of set number 2. Just as we expected, a back and forth battle here.
Yeah, Tyrants have answered back brilliantly here. Didn't miss a step. Ready for set 2 from the get-go. Good pass from Grosso, and now Jake Langlois absolutely unloads on Josh Duarte.
That was a big swing from a big man right there. Credit to Josh Duarte to sit in there and hold his ground. Could get absolutely lit up as that ball rockets.
That could be one of those hospital zone. Now we see Anthony Robinson, number 3, coming in as a serving substitution for Lovett. Anthony, an exceptional server as well as defensive specialist. See if they can extend a rally as the goal. Keegan forcing a couple sets to Rattray that just aren't locating the way he wants them to. Trying to get him involved as a bailout option, and that's been 2 unforced errors this set so far. 2-point lead now for the Tyrants.
Surprised we're not seeing a timeout called by the Rambler coaching staff, but 2-point advantage is good right now for the Tyrants.
John Carlson answers back off the ceiling, does it a favor. Grosso now swings, but Doug off the ceiling, and there's no favors there for the Ramblers. Ryan Venugian upset in the way that one goes. Tyrants got bailed out on theirs for sure, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Timeout called now for the side of the Las Vegas Ramblers. Energy is up, and the side is electric over here for the Texas Tyrants. They're doing a lot of good things, battling, and the rallies are starting to go their way now.
Yeah, it's a very showing and telling characteristic of the Texas Tyrants. Bit of a slow starting group. We've seen them lose set number 1 in both matches this weekend. But then in set 2, they wake up a little bit. They respond nicely, and now they've built a 3-point lead here, which is going to be very challenging for the Ramblers to overcome.
Yeah, definitely the case. And I think one of the things that goes so well for them is that their defense is so good. Just as a baseline, it always gives them a chance, regardless if they haven't found their swings yet. They find ways to play the rally out, and so the more you rally, the more opportunities you get. We'll see now if Anthony Robinson is able to continue the service run here as a serving sub late in the second set. Rattray gets another option, and that's a block for Grosso. A huge shutdown for the double block of Mountie and Grosso on a rarely seen stop against number 9.
Well, that's a big block, and perhaps that set just a tiny bit too tight for Brandon Rattray to deal with, but a well-formed block by Mountie and Grosso that time.
That's going to be set point here for the Tyrants. Ace to end it. And what a fantastic serving sub. Anthony Robinson comes in and finishes the story that his team has told for the entirety of set number 2. 25-20, set goes the way of the Tyrants. We're going to go a little bit longer than the first 3 sets here, folks. So grab some popcorn. We'll be right back. Back to the action here, coming into set number 3, split at 1-set win apiece for the Las Vegas Ramblers and Texas Tyrants. I'm Nick England, joined by Matt Prosser, courtside here at the San Bernardino Pierce Sports Center. You're watching the NVA. If you want to know a little bit more about the league, you're just finding us for the first time, be sure to go check out NVAUSA.com or check us out on the App Store at NVA USA, both iPhones and Androids, all alike. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and all your favorite social media platforms. Also, if you want to check out your gear from your favorite team, NVAUSA.shop is the place for you. Fans are always welcome in gym as well, with plenty of gear and condiments and a food station here set up. If you want to eat, come down and check us out.
Well, Nick, the real question is, what do you expect set 3 to look like?
It's a great question. You know, it's really hard. The bias in me says the Ramblers. I think that the Tyrants have already shown the difference of, like you said, the slow start versus when they start to wake up, and they clearly did there. I think we're going to see another nail biter, but I think the Ramblers are going to answer back with a missed serve, unfortunately. There's been a lot of serving pressure from the side of the Ramblers, but the passing line from the Texas Tyrants has been absolutely brilliant, passing a 75% thus far, putting them very in system. High ball to I'll go over this in a second here. Hoppy now to set it over, taken by Grasso. Back set. Daniel Jacobs swings down the line. So this was part of the concern with Rattray missing day one. He was sick, and Rattray currently not on the bench, has been replaced by backup setter on the opposite, Tanner Maxwell, someone that has played setter and right side. So he's out there now replacing Rattray. 2 contacts, that's not going to go. And that's going to be a point for the Ramblers. Matt, we always talk about this. The reality of playing at this level is it's next man up. The Ramblers are now out of a variety of different people in different positions, but that's what it's all about. Step up when your number's called. So Tanner Maxwell looking to get the boys involved.
Yeah, I mean, very tense moments here for the Ramblers, putting Tanner Maxwell in at the opposite position and keeping Ryan Mather in as the second middle attacker will really limit the Ramblers' backcourt offense opportunities. Although I'm sure Tanner Maxwell can hit from the back row. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So
another NVA first. We're going to find out live. Second missed serve there for the Ramblers, handing away free points.
Be sure to keep everybody posted when we do see Rattray come back onto the Rambler bench.
Getting confirmation now. Rattray will be done for the match. Pass by Manugian. Set to Carlson on the outside. Covered by Duarte. Set again to Carlson. High swing, nice gator dig there. Free balled over, taken by Maxwell. Set to Carlson for number 3. Another dig from Quinones. Big swing, gets that off of the outside of the block from the Ramblers. These long rallies now starting to go the way of the Tyrants. Pass taken by Manugian, set to the outside. Carlson going once again, and this time a little off speed does the magic that he needs to get the kill.
Yeah, Ramblers needed that side out to get their second point. Carlson has had a little bit of a rough go here to start set number 3.
Good pass by Malero. Quick set to the outside. Grasso hangs and bangs, but not able to find that angle he likes. This is one of those advantageous parts of Tanner Maxwell, the tallest setter in the league, coming in at 6'5" or 6'6". Definitely does not leave anything to be desired in terms of the size of the block. The serving errors are the story of the Las Vegas Ramblers right now. 3 of the 5 points for the Texas Tyrants didn't even have to get played out.
Yeah, and that's not a bad strategy to go after. Be aggressive from your serve if you got some different people down in front of you, but they got to get the Tyrants to play.
Ryan Mather cuts it back and getting seen in the middle. I would expect to see a push here from the Ramblers to clean up their serve receive. They've got to continue activating Ryan Mather and see if, that's another thing. I don't know when Rattray was unable to make his return, but potentially putting Mather on the backside and you put Maxwell in the middle, how many pieces do you try to get back in their natural state?
That way you have Mather on the floor for 6 rotations instead of only 3, and vice versa as a middle with Tanner Maxwell in for only 3 rotations, through the front row.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and tell the Rambler coaching staff if that's a suggestion you want to employ for set number 4.
Float from Maxwell. Good pass means in system. That means a line shot from Grasso, calls that in. Overruled by the up line, no challenge required, but every single Rambler guy was ready to tell their coach to go ahead and challenge that one. Ramblers now take a lead at 6-5 on the back of a Tanner Maxwell serving run. Another good pass by Langlois. Grasso tries to get that one back. That's sent back on the block. Daniel Jacobs now swings low into the net, not able to, and now a 2-point lead created for the Las Vegas Ramblers.
A turnaround. See what happens when you serve the ball in the court?
It's a magical thing. Another float from Maxwell. Goes to the middle. A great swing by Ryan Mounty. I love that option there from Quinones. Connect to the middle, get him activated, and a nice cut into the tee. Good pass by Hoppy in system. Hoppy gets the big attack, sends that one long. Grasso targets Hoppy. Back set to Maxwell. There's the D ball, but there is Langlois waiting. Couldn't tell if that one was getting over the net, but Langlois was very, very penetrated on that block to make sure there was no chance.
A really, really strong blocking move by Jake Langlois that time. If it had gone over the net, it was most likely going to get blocked back either way.
Keegan tracks it down. Maxwell looks for another swing. Swings this one into the corner. Nice dig by Malero. And now Grasso swings, but this one goes wide once again. Gianluca Grasso struggling to find involvement with the court and success on those swings so far in the third set.
Yeah, interesting to see how Grasso responds as tries to kind of work through this offensive funk that he finds himself in.
Off speed, but a great pass, back option. Good help by Hoppy, kept alive. Quick set to the pin, tried to be jammed over. Mather there to stop it. Another attempt, but Mather there with Keegan to end the rally with a point for the Ramblers in a massive block between number 4 and number 14. Another jump from Carlson, gonna go long. Daniel Jacobs dodging that one to get out of the way. Carlson takes a pass, quick set, and Hoppy goes with the left hand again. Another quick set and jammed. A lot of jam balls coming on. I can't tell if they're foregoing a location to try and beat the block with some speed or what it is.
I think it's an adjustment midair that the hitter has to make when they realize that the set isn't quite right in the window that they need it to be. So it's a nice heads-up play and effective. Might just not be the prettiest thing we've seen.
Ryan Mather on a push one coming across the court there. Cuts it back, finds the kill. Mather with the jump serve. Langlois continuing to be ready for it. Dump goes, picked up, and now Grasso sends one out. Langlois, aggressive angle, no dig move there as Mather goes to the ground for it.
A big swing that time from Jake Langlois. Basically nobody in the angle. Jake exposes that one and gets a nice point for the Tyrants. Still only 11-10. It feels like it should be 21-20. This is such an intense match, Nick.
Hand pass goes to the middle on another middle involvement, but a good dig. Daniel Jacobs now gets a chance. Jake Langlois paddles that one over. A set to Hoppy. Keegan digs it. Tanner tries to track it down. Wow, struggled through those words. Tongue-tied, staring at the beautiful block of the Texas Tyrants. A lot of alliteration going on right now.
I applaud the effort, Nick. Good job. It's a lot of volleyball talk in a day.
Yeah.
When we're broadcasting here, 4 matches a day.
Thrown over the top, attempted to be picked up by Quinones.
He was there that time for it as well. Trying to make the diving handset dig. Time the ball just finds a way through and to the floor for a point.
Set to the outside. There's not a lot of room here. That one goes wide. Tight ball comes across. Jacobs wipes that through the hands of Maxwell. Carlson lays out, finds it. Duarte tries to find a middle attack, but once again, we see the middle of Lovett is ready to shut that down with a two-hand dive commit block. Great move from 22 on Tyrants.
Yeah, great move, but good awareness as there was no outside hitter available, and Austin Lovett commit blocking on Josh Duarte that time.
Langlois goes short to Carlson once again. Back set to Hoppy. Hoppy tips it over. That's 4 contacts. I don't agree with that call, but doesn't really matter what I think. Carlson with the overhand serve receive. Hoppy gets an opportunity. Blocked, covered, and now a 50-50 ball punched over. This one's got to go. Goes short and taken by Hoppy. Duarte once again blocked by Lovett. Duarte back set. Maxwell blocked, covered. Another opportunity. Hoppy trying to get there and save it, but not able to do so. Aggravation mounting on the side of the Ramblers, and that's going to be a technical timeout. Heading back into it now, a 4-point lead. The Tyrants are taking complete control of this one. Ramblers a little rattled with the personnel on the court trying to find the answers. The Texas Tyrants block has been absolutely unrelenting, and they are just unable to find a way to score some points right now. The serving is also putting the Ramblers out of system, essentially removing the middles from effectively scoring. And as I say it, a perfect pass and a perfect kill. Josh Duarte must have heard me talking some smack about him over here on the sideline. Hoppy with a big serve into the net. The problems continue on the serving line for the Ramblers. Matt, we talked a little bit about it between sets 2 and 3, and I was saying how much the pressure the Ramblers were putting on the Tyrants, but the Tyrants were battling beautifully, and I was a little curious if at some point that pressure would turn into errors, and it seems to be coming to fruition. Another middle set, and there's a block now. Ryan Mowney having none of Josh Duarte.
Well, interesting to talk about here is that I don't think Tanner Maxwell has gotten one set overhead in the front row on an in-system pass, as we see Brandon Rattray coming back into the match now.
We'll see how long he's able to do this. Battling some physical illness here, so energy reserves a bit and not feeling his best, but he doesn't want to see his guys go down without a battle. Carlson determined to get a little bit of energy, maybe a pep in the step, but Tyrants are still very much controlling this game with a 4-point lead. Perfect pass by Malero. And a clinical run, 1, 2, 3. Ryan Mowney makes it easy. Jose Malero is having an absolute field day in the serve receive right now.
I'm pretty surprised that the Ramblers continue to serve at Jose Malero.
Tight pass, comes over, it can still go, but not able to be controlled. I think at this point the Ramblers are trying to put a ball in the court with how many missed serves they've got going against them this set. So not that Grasso or Langlois have shown to be any better option.
Well, there's a reason that the player wears a different colored jersey, and that reason is don't serve him.
Yeah. Good pass by Carlson. Back set to Rattray. Corralled back in, covered by Keegan. Another swing by Rattray, covered by Quinones. Now Grasso goes up. Mather's going to take second ball. Carlson swings, and the block from the Texas Tyrants might as well be a wall 10 feet tall because nothing is getting through there without being touched.
7-point advantage now for the Tyrants.
Yeah, so we got to ask the question here, Matt. Is this a repeat of what happened against the Stunners yesterday? I mean, you wake the sleeping bear a little bit slow to get going, and then the Tyrants are fired up.
I don't want to say that I warned you, but I warned you, Nick.
Yeah.
The Tyrants, they are a slow-starting team. We've seen that. We saw it yesterday. Firsthand, I saw it, and then they came back and won the next 3 sets in deuce games. However, right now they're really putting a beat down on the Ramblers with a 7-point advantage.
They really are, and this is kind of one of those things we talked about, the importance of momentum earlier. Then right now the Ramblers down by 6-7 points. Their goal needs to be not so much winning this game, but finding a way back into it in general.
Yeah, they need to maybe create some momentum going into game number 4. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, is this game over yet? No, it's not. But a 7-point advantage is going to be very difficult for them to overcome here, and they need to create some sort of motion going forward into set number 4.
Cross-court set to Carlson, battles with the block, finally able to poke one through. Keegan throwing that one all the way across the court. Ryan Mowney finally shows that he's human without getting a block. serving troubles continue for the side of the Ramblers, and that means it's time for the double sub on the side of the Tyrants, bringing in James Anderson and Tim Johnson. Big swing goes out wide.
Grasso's a dangerous server, but he hasn't really been firing all cylinders today.
No, but the float serves have been able to pick apart some of the seams and find their guy wherever they've wanted him for the rest of the team. So that allows him to stay with that green light. Tight pass, battled with. Carlson takes the first receive. Now Hoppy with the big swing. Jose Malero crossing that corner, not able to keep that ball alive. Set outside. Hoppy wipes that off the block, but now Tyrants get a chance. Johnson with his first swing goes down the line, one-on-one, and he chooses to attack the libero and rewarded for it. Love to see that off the bench. Sometimes some players take a little bit of time to get warmed up, but Tim Johnson not missing a beat.
Tim Johnson doing a nice job getting inserted into this game and taking full advantage of the opportunity.
Mountie goes float with the short serve to Carlson. Back one to Mather, block touch by Lovett. Carlson with one hand gives Manoogian a chance to set Hoppy. Another block touch. And there's Ryan Mather putting a hole in the floor. Keegan draws Langlois in as the front row setter, giving Ryan Mather a bit of a cut back angle, taking full advantage of.
Even though it's set point for the Tyrants, Mather not holding back. Again, just unleashing a bomb from the middle of that time for the Ramblers.
Maybe a little bit of a start for some energy in set number 4. Good pass by Grasso. Langlois tips over the top, picked up by Rattray. Set to the outside, and Hoppy finds a high hand, but a dig by Grasso makes it irrelevant. Dug now by Rattray, and Rattray swings on the D-ball, good this time, and finishes. Looks like Langlois pulled blocker there and left Malero kind of high and dry.
I think Langlois pulled his hands down, thinking that Rattray was going to go for the high hands, but Brandon Rattray doesn't go high hands.
No,
he goes hard
down
into the court.
Yeah.
Still set point for the Tyrants.
Good pass by Malero, set to the middle, and there's a terminal block. Michael Keegan one-on-one gets the stop. 24-20. Once again, we are a ways off from being concerned about this going anywhere but a win for the Tyrants. But again, the momentum is the concern.
For the Ramblers is so key right now as they try to keep rolling here before going to set number 4.
Now they're targeting Langlois, back set, wiped off, and that's gonna do it. Tim Johnson getting the job done, number 17. That's gonna be set number 3, 25-20 for the Texas Tyrants, and we're going to 4. right, Matt, getting into set number 4 here, the question of the day is, are the Ramblers going to be able to bring the energy they had at the end of the set number 3? Or is the Texas Tyrants control just too overwhelming, and this is all she wrote?
Well, it's too soon to say, actually, Nick. I think, my pregame pick was the Tyrants to pull out a victory in this match, and Ramblers came out of the gates really strongly, but the Tyrants have counteracted it. They've responded nicely. Just reviewing some statistics here through the match so far, one thing that stands out to me is the Ramblers only have 4 players that have scored points offensively for their team versus 9 players that have chipped in points for the Tyrants. So a little bit more of a personnel inclusion, if you will, from the Tyrants. But overall, that set kind of got away from the Ramblers early on, but they did create some momentum like we talked about. So it should be interesting to see how this game unfolds.
Set to the outside, and there it is. Rattray wastes no time getting involved. Tight pass. What's going to go? It's going to be a middle, but the back spin on the ball. Little bit of a misconnection there. Quinones with an aggressive 15-foot set across the net. Really put some burners on that one to get it across to Lovett. Just a brief window to hit that ball. Misconnection. Hoppy serves into the net. Uncharacteristic service errors littering the service runs of number 16. Hoppy with a pass. It's going to leave a Rattray option only. Triple block. Grasso finds him once again.
The Tyrant triple block right there was a lot for Rattray to have to navigate around, and he couldn't do it, so a huge stuff down for the Tyrants that time.
Passing is the name of the game. If the Ramblers want to get back into it, they've got to find themselves in system. Hoppy, good pass. There's Duarte finding a kill there. Again, we talk about it every time, and it seems like it comes to fruition as it gets said, is when they get the pass, they're able to run the middle. They have a good middle matchup here, but if they're not passing, the Tyrant block getting double and triples on the outside pins, there's nothing to do there. Nice pass by Langlois. Tight back set, and Daniel Jacobs wastes no time burying that one into the hard angle. Bests Carlson in the one-on-one. Float serve from Lovett goes long. Brandon Rattray into the net. Jacobs serve, good pass by Manugian, back row attack. Hoppy able to connect on that one. Ryan Mather pulls the block front row off the back of a pass of Manugian, getting a little energy created as the Ramblers take a 1-point lead. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Quinones go to Jake Langlois now to answer back on the pipe. He never lets his guys get shown up. Served by Carlson, there's the dump. Goes the exact opposite direction of what I'm talking about. Takes care of it himself on 2.
Yeah, something that we saw earlier in the match. However, nice to see him add it in late.
You talked a little bit about it earlier. Grasso not being able to find his serve the way he might hope, but Kind of continues that struggle there. He and Hoppy, two of the best servers on the court, both struggling to find their groove. Back set, picked up by Mather. D-ball option, there's a net on the side of the Tyrants. But the back row attack occurs first. Mountie goes short once again. Carlson ready for it. Rattray is the option once again. Mountie backpedaling, finds a dig. Now Jacobs rolls it over the top. A back row attack option from Carlson. Ball coming to me here. And that ball comes over to the media booth. Tyrants relentlessly pursuing the ball.
That would have been an expensive dive into all the equipment over here. Fortunately, we'll hold back from the players and Coach Grasso.
Grasso with a hurt ankle or knee, not able to grab his players in traditional fashion. Dump coming over, picked up by Manoogian, a diving set. Malero with the most casual dig of the day, and Langlois rolls it deep. Carlson finds a move. Manoogian hurdles him, finds the ceiling, and that's gonna hit the ceiling to be out as it goes over, just kissing the air duct in the gym.
What an effort from both sides. That time, yeah, Ryan Manoogian hit the ceiling, and it broke the plane, meaning that it's over.
So what the Ramblers are trying to challenge right now is that Jordan Hoppy is saying that he touched the ball on the way over the net. So if he did, that would prevent that from being out of bounds.
However, it may not be a challengeable call. So we'll get confirmation from our official team that the point will be going to the Tyrants. It's not something that can be challenged as a joust at the net, because that would be considered a joust at the net. Right. It's not reviewable based on the challenge system, rules that we have in place. So it hit the ceiling and then was going over. It was called out of bounds by our first official. So it could be called a replay.
Right, yeah, no, it would be that's what they're looking for, is the replay, but challenge is being called, so. Because this is, yeah, since the ball is called out, technically, that's you're challenging in or out.
Yeah, it's called out because it hit something from the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that we don't have a video challenge camera pointed at the ceiling.
Right.
So not really sure what's going to happen here.
That's what I'm saying is the call is that Hoppy's saying he touched the ball before it went over the net. So if he made contact prior to it,
then it wouldn't be considered out of bounds.
Right, it wouldn't be considered out of bounds. So Hoppy
well
is
said.
Convinced. That's why he's saying I touched that first. And a camera on the net would be able to determine potentially who
first
contacts
touch.
that ball. Okay. That's what's being challenged here by the Ramblers. I could hear Hoppy saying, "No, I touched it first," so thus saving. So we'll see. This is certainly an interesting conversation. One second while I get some clarification. All right, so we just got confirmation there from the R2. So that is, in fact, what is under review. A lot of discussion on this one, but proven not to be the case, so the Tyrants are going to get that point. Now we're getting back into way. Quinones with a float serve. Taken by Hoppy. Quick set to the middle. A little bit of an off connection, but Duarte, who extends that arm so well, pushes that one deep into the corner.
Yeah, not the prettiest of kills that time from Duarte, but effective nonetheless.
The Hoppy serving errors continue now. I think that's 4 in a row for him.
Yeah, the Ramblers have to find the court with their serves in this game. It's imperative that they put the ball in play from the end line.
Currently with 4 aces and 17 errors. If not, that would be 18 right there. Josh Duarte once again getting involved to give them a 1-point lead. Josh trying to be the diesel engine to get the boys rolling. But the serving net continues to be too high for the Las Vegas Ramblers as we are approaching 20 service errors for them. Love it, targets Hoppy. Rattray swings high and wide, no touch whatsoever. That's a good move from the Tyrants and another point, giving them the lead back once again at 10-9.
Well, service errors and hitting errors may come back to sting the Ramblers here. Only time will tell, Nick, as this match unfolds here in set number 4.
Set to Carlson, swings off of Mounty, hard to tell, but that one goes wide. It's always impressive when the swing goes all the way across the court or all the way out the back of the court and has enough power to go out.
The velocity at which these guys attack the ball is pretty impressive. Anytime it goes off the hands and out of bounds on the opposite side of the court, someone was really attacking that ball.
Rattray goes to a float serve to make sure it's in. Grasso on that tight inside approach line, but nets. Unfortunate error. He hates that one, wants it back for sure. A little bit of a bailout for the Ramblers.
That's just been sort of how the day has gone for Grasso a little bit. He's been good. He's been very solid, although that's his 6th attack error in just over 3.5 sets.
And now Brandon Rattray serves the float serve long. Carlson battles with that serve, gets the set, but corralled back in by Quinones. And that's going to be another back row attack, 4th of the set for Rattray.
That went off of Grasso's head.
Yeah, rocketed into the ceiling, yeah. Daniel Jacobs continues. Keegan outside, Carlson chips it in. Open hand dig by Langlois. Free ball coming over. Rattray to back row, Hoppy. Hoppy slams that down. Nobody home to block. 12-12 here. Both teams continuing to just push the rallies on and on. Back set from Jacobs. Jacobs swings wide. And there's a hitting error. The Ramblers hoping to get a little bit rolling here, but it all ends as soon as one pass comes through. If history is to repeat itself for the Tyrants. Carlson trusting his jump serve. Good pass by Langlois and a backside set back to Daniel Jacobs, but that one goes wide. Looking for a touch or a net, but not finding any. Coach Grasso cool as a cucumber and make sure his guys are all settled down, not in any bad spot based on how they've been playing so far. Down by just 2 is not a problem. Carlson goes for Langlois, but this is going to get an early. Gian Grasso very early on the approach line there, trying to find a way to hang and bang that ball out, but misses that one wide. Grasso, tight pass, that's gonna be back row. Ryan Mather gets his hands on the ball. Yeah, replay. A little bit of discussion there about the back row or not of the setter. Quinones, because of the way he approached that ball, kind of tricked our up ref there as to where he was. But everything is resolved. We're going to have a replay on that point. Set to Mounty, dug by Rattray. Mather to Hoppy. Hoppy chips over the top, but Grasso ready for that one. And there is Keegan, who's even more ready. 4 in a row. 16-12 Las Vegas Ramblers showing some signs of life. We're going to a quick break. We'll be right back. Off the back of that technical timeout, Las Vegas Ramblers with 16-12 lead. It's interesting. We felt so confident, Matt, in that the way that first set unfolded. At one point, there was a 4-point lead, and we felt it was monumental because of how close the teams were battling.
Yeah.
As this match has progressed, it's opened up a little bit more runs, and it's not been quite so back and forth. So interesting to see how this unfolds now and how Tyrants answer back. Keegan gets another touch, but Grasso refuses to go down easy. Gets a nice kill, attacking that aggressive angle once again.
Well, you have to give credit to Jonathan Carlson going on that big service run from the inline. Ramblers have had a hard time keeping the ball in play, and Carlson able to score some points for his side, and now Grasso has to answer, down by 3.
There it is. Grasso finds his serve. Hoppy wipes it off the top, but an easy reset. And now Grasso goes for a back row, but misses that wide. And the 4-point lead returns for the Ramblers, with Ryan Mather returning to the back line. Good controlled serve. Jake Langlois is the option, block touch from Keegan, reset. This time is Mounty throwing it down over the block in that 3 route. Utilizes a little bit of that seam and a great bit of court vision for number 15 there.
Yeah, give credit to Ryan Mounty. We haven't said his name very much offensively today, and he's got great presence there through the middle and good court vision to be able to see that open spot.
Attempted dump, Keegan misses the net. Two-point lead now. Pass by Hoppy, set to Duarte. He cuts it back, and now the net's too high for him.
And just like that, the Tyrants are back to within 1 point. So it's a couple mini runs here between these two teams now.
Yeah, it's what we're talking about. It's turned into a much more of a run game than an exchange blow for blow. There's the attempted dump, but a big net. Didn't see which team it was against. Rattray now goes for the D-ball, but a net against Langlois chasing him out there. There's the connection that Keegan's been trying to find with Rattray on the D-ball. No over-infraction there. The physical block of the Tyrants forcing Keegan to spread the ball around quite a bit. Langlois gets a high ball, tries to take a swing, and succeeds in taking a swing, and is able to battle that one through the block of Josh Duarte. Man, anytime I see that ball get aired out anywhere on that half of the court near the net, Jake Langlois gets that approach line, a look in his eyes, and you know he's going for a big swing.
Well, you have to give credit to that gentleman right there on the screen. The setter gave Jake a nice bump set in transition right on the dot. Jake took care of the rest.
Tight set, recycled. Now Hoppy throws it through. Love it, not ready for that. Brandon Rattray doing a good job recycling that first ball because Daniel Jacobs had a block set up, ready to absolutely shut that down. Jordan Hoppy gets the big serve we've been waiting for, and that one goes over and out for the man that has missed 4 serves in a row to trust the toss, come out and ace Jose Malero. Enjoy that one, put it in your pocket, and don't forget about it because you just achieved something that few men do.
Which is?
Acing Jose Malero. That's
I was waiting for the delivery.
Well, no, that was the first part of the sentence.
Maybe if I was paying attention to what you're saying, I would have got that one. Sorry to take your fire, Nick, but
deflating. It's okay. It's all right. You know, that's just that's what happens. Happens to the best of us out here. But now a 3-point lead being opened up for the Ramblers. It seems like even though they they let that go to just one, a little bit of a lapse in that run based off of the back of Quinones. So now the Ramblers seeing if on the back of Jordan Hoppy, maybe they make a little late game resurgence, lock this down, and send it into the full 5-set match. Hoppy with a big serve, gets the ace off of Grasso, back to back. The timeout does nothing to slow the man down. Four-point lead has now returned. Jordan Hoppy trying to keep the magic going. 2 aces so far, back to back. Goes for the off-speed, gets a bounce off the tape, taken by Lovett. Back set to Langlois, who swings deep, but it's dug by Hoppy. And now a quick set to the outside. Carlson pushes it into the corner. Jacob swings, dejected, denied, and no chance with Brandon Rattray front row. 5 points.
The Ramblers really laying it on and putting the pressure on the Tyrants here at the end of set number 4. All started with that rally from Carlson, that service run.
And another timeout is forced.
We certainly look like a 5th set tiebreaker is on the horizon, Nick.
I mean, this is what we wanted to see. We had a couple coming into the weekend when we were doing all of our prep talking about what to expect. The Stingers, the Tyrants, the Stunners, and the Ramblers have shown for several seasons now that they've just been teams to be talked about. The rosters, the firepower. You know, the Stingers, the Stunners, and the Ramblers have been the top 3 teams in the league for the last 2 seasons. So they're obviously carrying a lot of that weight. We saw what the Tyrants were doing in the playoffs. So having a weekend where those teams were mixing it up all weekend long, we were really hoping for some great matches. And I think this is really delivering in a way that we hoped it would.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Aggressive toss from Hoppy, rips that one, but Mulero sticks it. Now deep swing from Langlois off the block. Keegan sends it cross court. Carlson swings, but there's a net in the triple block. Jordan Hoppy is unfazed. He has had 2 timeouts called against him in an effort to stop his service run, and he has broken that both times.
2 points away from forcing a 5th set are the Ramblers.
Off speed now into the ace into Langlois. Jordan Hoppy stored up 2 full sets worth of missed serves so that he could unleash a serving run of legendary proportions here late in the 4th to take the Ramblers into a 5th set tiebreaker. 1 point away with 8 points to give. Oh, and there it ends with a serve into the net, but Jordan Hoppy buying the Ramblers a lot of energy and a lot of time. And Langlois sends that one into the back wall. I think at that point he was just trying to hit the hardest serve he could. We're going to 5, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Getting ready for set number 5 in the barn burner, that is the Las Vegas Ramblers and the Texas Tyrants. This has delivered in every way one could expect to see. And it's very interesting to see the parity in the stats. A quick look across here. On the side of the Tyrants, they've had 11 service errors and 1 ace. The side of the Ramblers had 23 service errors and 7 aces. Tyrants are passing at a 72%, which is exceptional. Ramblers at a 73%, so they're both near identical. The Tyrants are swinging on attacks at a 35%, and the Ramblers are at a 36%.
Super even
match.
I mean,
this is as close as it gets.
Yeah, absolutely. And note that the 2 games that the Ramblers won, Tyrants didn't break 20 points.
Yeah. Keegan starts with an aggressive serve. Mounty over the top, scoring early in the middle. For any of our volleyball fans that aren't too familiar, this is a game to 15, and the first team to 8 points will institute a side switch, so these teams will flip sides of the court and play will resume. Mounty serves short to Hoppy. Quick set to Rattray, and Rattray bangs it into the hard angle, 1-1. Both teams trading blows early. I like that serving selection there, going behind the setter. It's a good target from Mounty. Hoppy trying to pick up where he left off, but a great pass from Langlois. Touch off the block. Duarte sets it back, and Carlson has to manage. Grasso with a great pass. Now he gets the back row attack. It's kept alive. Duarte sends it over, and they get another chance. Hoppy swings out of the back row. Off the ceiling, it's going to be kept alive, and it cannot be tracked down. The Las Vegas Ramblers finish a chaotic rally.
What a play from both sides. Just unreal efforts being laid out on the table. These 2 undefeated teams. No one wants to go home getting their first loss on this season tonight.
Hoppy resumes. Does he get the ace? No, tracked down by Langlois. Step close. Dug by Keegan. Hoppy's going to take second ball. Tight ball. Rattray wipes it over. Back set to Daniel Jacobs, who swings. Dug by Keegan. Duarte showcasing the hands. Rattray swings into the angle. The Las Vegas Ramblers are here to play once again. 3-1, taking a 2-point lead. The rallies we saw in set number 1 have returned.
Well, the momentum that they generated at the end of set number 4 between the serving runs of Carlson and Hoppy has definitely carried over here into set number 5, and the Ramblers off to a great start in the tiebreaker.
Hoppy with another aggressive serve. Great pass by Grasso. Langlois goes into the hard angle and ends the run with a statement swing there. Manoogian not able to find the dig. Float serve targeting Hoppy. Good pass means Duarte gets involved, and Duarte scores into the corner. Josh Duarte on this squad is potentially the 4th middle option behind Kevin Vaz, Matt Nagy, who will be making his appearance in event number 3, and Antoine Aguiar, not present this weekend. But Duarte has been holding it down, scoring efficiently, having a great showing for himself.
He really has taken advantage of the opportunity and done a great job, minus that service error. But offensively and defensively, he's been really good at the net for the Ramblers.
Just 3-4 now. Jake Langlois, who missed his serve long, serving as aggressive as he could to end set number 4. Looking to see if he can get something going here. Good pass by Carlson means Ryan Mather takes a swing. Thumb down, missing the court. A little bit of a misconnection. First missed swing there for Mather this match. Float, targeting Carlson. High ball for Rattray. Manoogian picks it up, and in chaos, Carlson swings but is dug easily by Langlois. Grasso now swings off the triple block, gets Ryan Mather, and the Tyrants take the lead here at 5-4 on the back of some gritty, battled points. Float serve taken by Carlson tight. Set to the outside, one-on-one. Langlois steps in, gets a huge dig, and is able to keep the rally alive. Another attempt goes to Rattray. Rattray cannot be dug, and Langlois is so aggravated because he was ready for a little bit more heat on that one, I think.
That one caught him a little up high, and he wasn't able to control it because he was expecting probably a little bit of a bigger hit.
Yeah. Rattray through the tape. Easy pass from Malero. Rattray digs up and poked over by Carlson. Easy opportunity for the Tyrants. Grasso swings into one and able to use the block of Keegan. Looks like Mather got kind of knocked down there in transition. But a great recognition of what hands were in front of Grasso there. Serving substitution, Anthony Robinson, who was a phenomenal part of the run at the end of the second set to lock down a win for the Ramblers, or for the Tyrants, apologies. Coming back in, see if he can make something happen. Back set to Rattray. Swings and is dug by Langlois. Robinson gives this one another chance. Grasso swinging out of system, but dug by Manoogian. Keegan gets hands on ball. Carlson rolls over two, but picked up by Grasso. Overpass. Mather swings it off the hands of Ryan Mounty. Points for the Ramblers.
Wow, what an effort from both sides.
It's incredible to see both of these teams just unrelenting. 6-6. What a swing by Grasso in the middle of that. Hit the ball over his head.
Yeah, and credit to Manoogian, who sat in there and dug the ball.
Yeah. Back set to Daniel Jacobs, one-on-one, and that's gonna go off the head of Jacobs. Grasso can't bring it back in. Jordan Hoppy brings the fire, brings the heat, and shuts down the right side for the Tyrants, 7-6. Carlson keeping it alive there. Another back set. Jacobs gets another chance, chisels that one. Once again, his tried and true, what's been so successful all match long, wiping the outside hand of Carlson and Hoppy. Tried and true. Hoppy takes first ball, gets the pass, cuts hard angle, and maneuvers that one around the block. The Ramblers are going to initiate the side change at 8, meaning that they are 8-7.
Really strong attack angle from Hoppy. Really likes to make that extreme angle swing. Tyrants have to figure out a way to slow him down on the offense.
Ryan Mather on the back line. Malero battles with it. Grasso now one-on-one, but Michael Keegan with authority. One-on-one, Gianluca Grasso cannot go through the center from San Diego, number 4.
That was a big one right there, Nick. Wow, that set a tiny bit too tight to the net. Grasso had nowhere to go, and Keegan positioned himself perfectly for that stuff down.
Mather puts some pace on it. That one goes long. Good service pressure from Mather, but the Tyrants are able to weather the storm. Now Gianluca Grasso has had a little bit of trouble so far finding consistent serving, but right now he's the epitome of clutch. We'll see if number 9 is able to make this one happen. Double sub coming in means Tim Johnson, number 17, and Brett Anderson, or James Anderson, number 5. Grasso sends it long, can't get it moving his way. 2-point lead here, 10-8 for the Ramblers with Michael Keegan to serve.
It's a lot of service errors from Grasso tonight.
Great pass from Malero. Tim Johnson off the bench, wasting no time to get his name said. Great kill for number 17. And now the serving substitution from Anthony Robinson earlier being undone. So that's going to bring Austin Lovett back onto the court, number 22. Float serve from Mountie. Hoppy battles with Langlois, off balance, but unrelenting all the same. Gets a kill, 11-9, Ramblers. Langlois battling, Anderson goes to the middle, unable to be scooped up out of the net. I love to see a new setter off the bench right away going to Lovett. That just speaks to how much consistency there is. And that's going to undo the sub using all 6 substitutions for this set for the Tyrants. Anderson and Johnson doing their job there. They get a point from Johnson, a great connection with the middle from Anderson. Well done for those two. Float from Quinones. Inside and push through from Carlson. That's a lot of hand discipline right there. Ryan Schickling, now number 8, coming in for the first time. Will be the last players on the Ramblers bench to see the court now.
Ryan Mather getting his first serve of the match.
Ryan Schickling, yeah.
Ryan Schickling coming at 12-10.
Ryan Manugi and Mather and Schickling, a lot of Ryans over there, and that's going to be a timeout called. Owner and current coach Vinny Rodriguez knows that putting a little bit of defensive prowess on the court with number 8 is going to, hopefully make a 1-point run. It's worked for Anthony Robinson and the Tyrants very well so far, so looking to replicate some of that success.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Ramblers definitely will need it. I mean, they're currently holding on to a 2-point advantage here in set number 5, but they're able to score another one that would really help the cause.
I feel like this is honestly the most important point right now. Because if this goes 13-10, that feels like a really tough comeback. Down 3 at that point. But you get that back, 11-12, a 1-point game. Yep. We're just going to keep going the distance. So pressure on both teams right now to control their own destiny. Ryan Schickling, number 8 to serve. Taken by Langlois. Set goes back to Langlois. Tips over the top, out of bounds, misses the hands of Carlson. And that's going to be 13-10, the Las Vegas Ramblers. Jake Langlois tells him frankly there was no touch. There's a debate. So this is actually very interesting. Something we haven't talked about. This is potentially just a catastrophic error, to be honest. Jake Langlois told coach, I didn't touch it. However, when you get to the 5th, the blocker didn't touch it. An admitted hitter saying no touch. You only now get 1 challenge in the 5th set. So initially they might be using that as kind of a timeout here. But if they forget they only have 1 challenge, that could be their only challenge for this set. So
yeah, tense moments for sure for the Tyrants. However, if they are able to get it, perhaps it'll be, 13-11.
Looking at it on the court right now. Coach Grasso saying he thinks it should stay. All right, I just did the efficient thing. I just asked my player, John Carlson, if he touched it, looked at me and said no, so I'm going to go with that one. So irrefutable evidence is unlikely. So we think this one will probably stay at 13-10. Looks like the teams are squaring up the net, ready for a little ramble. Well, after this match, we're going to have our 6 o'clock, and you're going to be leaving me on the desk here to go grab your coaching clipboard and take on the OC Stunners with the Utah Stingers against the OC Stunners. Both teams suffering a tough loss to the two teams playing here right now yesterday, so that will definitely be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. I've heard Corey Chavers not coming today. Is that?
That is correct. We will not have the services of Corey Chavers tonight, so we'll be changing our lineup a little bit and working with who we got.
That's the name of the game. Next guy up, we saw yesterday Dylan Emery and Jair Santiago on the some of the opposites on the bench that were in the reserve. Matt Hilling playing that right side spot. Matt Hilling able to play outside as well, so I won't make you divulge any secrets, but I'm just surmising my way from the desk.
AKA the Peanut Gallery.
AKA the Peanut Gallery. Rambler point will stay. Challenge from the Tyrants, looking for a little bit of love there, not finding it. 13-10. All of the Las Vegas Ramblers not able to be here in the chat supporting the boys right now. If you're a Ramblers fan, you feel good about that staying for the Ramblers. Schickling to serve. Going backside to Langlois again. Clips Keegan, almost takes his head off.
Took out our inline video challenge camera, so that's got to get fixed. Direct hit on that thing.
Substitution undone now from Ryan Schickling. 11-13, Jake Langlois looking to keep his float serve.
Tense moments right now for the Tyrants. Not the strongest server right now serving for them. See if he can produce some points. Block and defense side.
Oh, and he gets it. He got Carlson caught up a little bit, and there was a little miscommunication there. A great block to defend for the Tyrants, and that's an essential point at a critical moment. See if Langlois can generate one more point here. Taken by Hoppy. A set to Mather, and Mather misses the connection. And just like that, 13 apiece.
Very surprised that Keegan has not gone overhead to Brandon Rattray in the front row. The Tyrants will probably now camp out on the right side blocker after this timeout, but oh my goodness, what a turn of events, Nick.
That's what it's all about. The Tyrants not losing their cool at all. Wow, we were just talking about it, a 13-10 score, how insurmountable that mountain feels to climb, but the Tyrants up to the task. Now it will be a win by 2 for any fans that are not aware. This fifth set, like I said earlier, it's game to 15. However, it's always win by 2. Seattle Sasquatch and Colorado Kraken yesterday determined to showcase that rule with a set that went to 36-34. So we'll see now here how this one ends up. It could be as soon as 15-13, or we could play some extra innings.
It would only be appropriate to go into overtime, set number 5 between these two undefeated teams.
There's the back overhead set. Off the block, Brandon Rattray gets the job done. Matt, it's like they were listening to you in real time.
At least someone's listening to me. My kids don't, so.
Match point, 14-13. Rattray to jump serve. Good pass by Grosso, and it goes to Grosso. He swings, dug up, punched alive, and Mather throws it into the corner, but picked up by Langlois. Grosso gets another attempt, and that's going to be a net from the side of the Ramblers, 14 apiece.
Yeah, net violation on Ryan Mather that time on the block. Unfortunate. These guys trying their best, and body control can be tricky sometimes.
Levitt to float serve. Goes very short, covered by Carlson. Back set D-ball. Net. No net called at all. Rattray misses that one long. And that's going to be a timeout called. The Texas Tyrants with the miracle comeback. Can they close this out at 16-14?
A couple moments ago, it was 13-10 in favor of the Ramblers, Nick. I know this is hard for you to discuss right now.
Hey, it's all great volleyball.
But what a comeback from the Tyrants. Turn of events with a Rambler net violation and then a
hitting error from Rattray.
Hitting error at the back row. Fortunate timing. Let's see how they respond out of the timeout.
Float serve from Lovett, taken by Hoppy. Rattray was good, covered, it's gotta go over. Langlois now goes to Grasso. Roll shot short, no, at 15-15. And the Tyrants with no, this is where that challenge is gonna come back to bite them. They don't have any more challenges. And that's what I was saying earlier when Langlois knew there was no touch.
Yes.
It's now gonna bite him.
Yeah, perhaps, right.
Now, to be fair, I think that was called 100% correct.
Yes, I looked especially at the 3-meter line and I saw him clean.
He was clean. But everything, it was a lot of very close things there, but they were good. Good pass by Mulero. Grasso gets another chance. That's wide out, no touch. And just like that, the Las Vegas Ramblers back in control at 16-15. Matt, this is as exciting as volleyball gets. Timeout side of the on the Tyrants. There's no blood is not flowing to my brain at this point.
What a match between these two teams. We said it at the beginning of it, Nick. This was going to be a battle, and it certainly has. It's come all the way down to the wire here.
Well, the next set will have at least a 30-minute warm-up period, so we're going to be turning it around pretty quick here. So that next match, if this goes, depending on how long it takes to clear out, it might move that start time of 6 o'clock back just a little bit. Not sure just yet, but that was one of the adjustments we made this year, allowing for a little bit more time to keep our schedule consistent. Carlson jump serves out of the timeout. Tight pass, goes out to the outside, off the shoulder of Manoogian, and Grasso able to answer back. Clutches that one up and fixes his hitting error from the swing before, tied at 16 apiece.
2 swings previously, finally getting a kill on the third one.
You're right, the roll shot, I forgot about that one. Jacobs misses long on the serve or wide, whatever you want to say, but hit the referee, and that's usually a good indication, not in the court. Match point once again, that's going to be Ryan Mather on the service line. Ryan Mather to jump serve, and he serves it in the net. Now Gianluca Grasso, his last serve, launched long into the back wall. We'll see what he goes for here. $17 apiece. Sends it long once again. Rattray dodges out of the way. Carlson hits the deck, determined not to give him any freebie, catch anyone on the way out. Keegan now with match point once again. Hits a spinner, taken by Mulero. Outside to Langlois, blocked, long, Langlois clutches up, 18-18. Ryan Mounty, float serve, taken by Manugian. Outside to Rattray, throws it off the top, no one home, and Rattray gets the job done. 19-18. This is going to be the third match point for the Las Vegas Ramblers. The man that ended set number 4 by himself, Jordan Hoppy. Can he get it done? The #1 server in the NVA. There's the serve. Grosso, it's tight. It's over. It's wiped. The Tyrants lose it. The Ramblers take it. 18-20. Las Vegas Ramblers in 5 sets. That is game over. A discussion to be had, but the immediate call with no challenge to feel otherwise.
Well, now hold on a minute because we have a conference going on. Keonius is front row, if I believe that he's front row, so there would have been a joust at the net unless the referees think that the Ramblers contacted it first, right, and then it went off Keonius and out of bounds.
Right, which honestly, from where I am, that is what I saw, that Duarte swung. Hard to tell, but the immediate call seemed to reflect the same.
The thing is the Tyrants don't have a challenge.
Right.
And I don't know if it's going to be video evident enough to overturn.
Right.
Because this is one of those plays that is very difficult. Here we go. The Ramblers should challenge this call. They should challenge this. They have a challenge to use in game number 5. They haven't used it yet, I don't think. And they should challenge this. Now would be the time to challenge.
Yeah, and the challenge comes through. Oh, a more dramatic ending there could not be. This is as good as it gets, folks.
This is going to be very hard to tell on the video replay system who touched the ball first and second. It was nearly simultaneous. Usually the second player or the player that makes the attacking motion gets the call in favor of their side because it was going off the blocker's hand and out. Right. Now, however, if the Ramblers player touched it first and they're able to see that on the video challenge, that may be the differentiator.
Oh, here we go, fans, you get to see it. First contact goes from the Ramblers, and from what I can see there, but the question is, do they get it off the wipe?
I think Tyrants are going to get this ball.
I think Tyrants are probably going to. It's hard to tell. Like you said, it's all about irrefutable. It's all about irrefutable, and I don't know that that angle is going to have enough evidence to overturn, and I don't think it will, which means that's going to bring us to 19-19.
The overturn, originally it was called out of bounds on the Tyrants' point to the Ramblers. Then it was overturned.
Oh, this is another good angle here for the fans. The Ramblers feel as that's good evidence. I don't think that everyone else shares their same enthusiasm, but the Ramblers determined to sing the same song together. This is as close as it can get. Well, fans, you've been asking for being able to see the replay in real time. This isn't exactly the way we want to do it, but a video shot of the TV screen courtside isn't a bad look. Okay, the call will stand as is. And 19-19. So now this is a little bit of a gut check. 19 apiece, and we're ready to resume the battle.
Pretty wild times right now, Nick, in this match. 19-19 in set number 5. What else could you ask for in this match, huh?
For it to end. I can't handle this anymore. All I know is this has been an absolute heroic effort from both teams, and we're back into it. Josh Duarte unloads, but dug by Malero, taken by Manugian. Back set to Rattray, and Rattray down the line into the face of Jose Malero. There's the statement piece. One up now by the Las Vegas Ramblers. Jose Malero stood in for one of the most impressive digs against Josh Duarte and stood in once again from Ramblers. Gives a quick clap through the net. Now Josh Duarte on the back line. Serving long, trying to go safe, instead goes so safe it's long. 20-20, Jake Langlois now. Langlois serves Hoppy. Back set. Hard angle into the kill. If you think anyone but Rattray is getting set right now, you're not watching the same game.
This is unbelievable.
Brandon Rattray now with a 1-point lead for the 5th match set for the Ramblers, 21-20. Serve is in, high ball out, Quinones goes to Daniel Jacobs, swings wide, and that's in, it's in. That's a point, Daniel Jacobs, 21-21. What a critical swing. Love it. To float serve now. Easy float serve taken by Hoppy. D-ball to Rattray. Big swing! Go beats Grosso in the one-on-one. It continues. My heart cannot take this. I'm losing a year on my age every point that goes by, Matt. John Carlson to jump serve. Mulero diving move to keep it alive. Jacobs is the answer once again, and he is indeed the answer. Goes down the line attacking Ryan Manugian. DJ 16 getting it done.
Wow, what a choice by the Tyrants side. What a swing down the line for that point.
22 all. Big serve taken by Carlson, keeps it alive. Set to the D-ball for Rattray. High off the hands, they're trying to recover. They do so. Back set, D-ball, Jacobs, blocked, covered. Third one's gotta go. Langlois swings, ball's touched, and now it's going to be a match point for the Texas Tyrants.
Wow, what a turn. Oh my goodness.
The discipline from Grosso to turn and burn off the block.
Match point to the Tyrants now, Nick.
Roll shot in to Manugian. Set to the outside. Jordan Hoppy blasted off the back. Is the ceiling going to save them? It does. In system set. Manugian digs in a net. Game, set, match. Texas Tyrants pull off the miracle, down from 13-10 to go the distance. 24-22. In the most exciting match potentially in NVA history. A 24-22 fifth set loss for the Ramblers and a victory for the Texas Tyrants, who will end their weekend 4-0. What a match for the tiger-striped orange and white. Tyrannical control for sure.
Nick, I'm still here trying to wrap my head around what I just witnessed. Oh my goodness, what an effort by both teams. I cannot believe that the Tyrants get a little help from the ceiling on that one. Keeps the ball in play as that ball was surely going to go out of play.
That was going to
Brought
another,
it back,
that was going to another
and Grasso gets a great swing.
Whew. We talked early on, Gianluca Grasso had one of the most difficult matches I've ever seen him play. But I said early on, he's clutch when it matters. You don't know when that's going to come to fruition, and he gets it done. What a heroic effort from number 9. The next match is going to be live here in it's normally scheduled for 24 minutes, but we are going to give these guys at least a half hour. So expect that next match to be going for about 6:05, 6:10. Matt Prosser is going to be heading over to get his guys ready here, since that took about as long as possible. Ira Thor will be grabbing someone here shortly. We're grabbing a man of the match here shortly that we're going to be able to take a second to talk about it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's going to be Gabo Quinones, but we'll see. Yep, Gabo Quinones being grabbed right here. I mean, there was plenty of hitters that provided instrumental support to this win, but at the end of the day, knowing where to go and when to do it is what it's all about. Having Jake Langlois in the front row, but going back-to-back sets to Daniel Jacobs to score the points with everything on the line is a certain level of discipline that must be recognized. Quinones had an absolute unrelenting match. Well done by Gabo. And now we're going to be getting that one ready. Going over shortly, getting some game ball touches here as the Stunners and Stingers are getting ready for the last match of the day. But if that wasn't enough for you, don't worry. We're going to be right back here tomorrow, Sunday, day 3. 4 more matches, as always, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard, noon, 3, and 6 o'clock to wrap us at the end of the day. If you need to know a little bit more about the NVA or what we've got going on here, we'll check out NVA USA, but we've got the sideline report ready. So I'm going to kick it over to those guys. Ira, take it away.
Thanks, Nick. Ira Thor joined courtside with Gabo Quinones after perhaps the greatest regular season match in NVA history. I don't even want to ask a question right now. I just want to know your emotions after surviving that one.
Yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster there. When we were down by 2, I think it was like 3-11 or something like that. And yeah, I don't know. It was, like you said, it was a very big emotional roller coaster. I'm just glad, we're a family. We stayed together. We kind of battled it out together. Everybody made their errors and everybody made, their little success plays. And I think at the end of the day, it was good that we pulled it together and we just play as a unit.
Well, that 5th set literally had everything. I mean, the whole match had everything. You guys see, Brandon Rattray go down with illness, come back, lead them back to make it a 4-4 match. You go to a 5th, and that 5th set nearly went an extra 10 points, 24-22. But the biggest point was you guys were down 10. You have the challenge. You don't win the challenge, but it almost ultimately becomes an icebreaker, a freezer right there. What changed for you guys after that?
I think that challenge, we kind of used it as a timeout, and I think it allowed us to just kind of regroup, kind of take a breath. I think we were getting kind of anxious, and we were letting them set the tempo. Rattray was just going off, hitting balls as hard as he could. And, yeah, we just needed a moment to kind of, bring it back together internally, and talk as a group, and just take a breath and keep moving forward. I think after that, we just started playing volleyball. We started siding out, playing together, and that was the big difference, really.
And the other thing, sometimes you get the bounces, sometimes you don't. Obviously, you guys got that call reversal that almost was match point for the Ramblers. And then on the point that won the match, you have a fortuitous bounce off the ceiling that could have gone out the gym or right back on the court, and you got that. So just talk about how there is a little bit of luck involved and how you guys have to take advantage when you get those opportunities.
Oh, no, yeah, always. I mean, volleyball of momentum and runs and stuff like that. So whenever you get those trickle balls or the equipment's in your favor or whatever, you just got to kind of run with it. I'm just really glad we could capitalize on that one because that was insane. I thought going out, so I'm really glad the roof stopped it there.
Well, not only was this potentially the most entertaining match and the biggest match regular season NBA, big part of that is because it was the two teams that were fighting to be the first to go to 4-0. You guys are that 4-0 team right now. The Tyrants are clicking in all cylinders. You look like a team that could be destined to be the champion when this year is over. How do you guys build upon a win like this?
I mean, I think it's important just to kind of carry it over to the next one, right? So, I mean, we're doing well right now, but we can't really look to the end of the season, right? So next game, we just got to recouple. It's a new start. And any sort of momentum we can from this one, anything we learn, and just bring it on to the next one, you know? But obviously, we don't want to get too confident or anything like that, you know? It's a game thing.
Well, it is game by game, but they will train for the next month, and they'll return to the court Memorial Day weekend at 4-0 in the league after a tremendous 3-2 win over the Las Vegas Ramblers. Back to you, Nick.
Guys, there's not any more words to be said for a match like that, so we're going to call it there. That was as good as it gets. We're going to be right back here in about 20 to 25 minutes for the Utah Stingers and the OC Stunners to wrap Saturday, day number 2. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.